Sup nerds, back with another video. Today's video is going to be talking about cards that I've been thinking about because Dragma is going to be coming out soon. And not only just Dragma, but it seems like Yu-Gi-Oh! Is just a game of who can play the most untargetable cards, and cards that can't be destroyed, and cards that if they do get destroyed, they just come back, or cards that fucking have 16 negates, and then if they die, they bring back another guy who could negate, and none of these guys can be targeted, and none of them can be destroyed by card effects, and even if they can't be destroyed by card effects, it doesn't matter because you can't target them, and all this just stupid shit. And it's like, okay, fuck. Now I've got to look into all these cards that don't target because you just can't target monsters in Yu-Gi-Oh anymore. Apparently, like, I guess that was just too. I guess cards that could destroy stuff were just too good, and they just, instead of giving us cards that remove, that don't target, they just don't. So it's like, okay, what the fuck am I gonna do? Because there's no dark hole that removes everything when it's dark hold, you know? There's nothing like Heavy Storm that banishes, or if there is, hey, fuck, please let me know. Because, hey, if that card doesn't have too big of a cost, maybe. So, anyway, gonna get right into it now, taking long enough on the fucking intro. If you can't tell, the first card is Super Polymerization. I'm not really doing these cards in any specific order, but I will say that Super Poly is probably the closest to being a very, like, a meta card. I think there might be some decks that play it, one or two tech it, but if I was going to be playing those decks, I would bump that shit up to 3, baby. It's like, oh, word, Dragma's coming out, everyone's going to have one, and main deck Super Poly time. I mean, just because the cards, let's be real. No targeting. Spell speed 4, quick play, and most chances are the fusion monster you're bringing out is pretty broken. So Super Poly, I think that one kind of goes, that's it. Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. So my favorite thing about this card is the Book of Eclipse, which, spoiler, Book of Eclipse is on this list. So I think that it's broken, no targeting, books everything, meaning puts it all face down. Beefy ass attack, which isn't really, like, necessarily goes along with, like, there are some cards that I could have put in here that I didn't because I didn't really want to rely on the beefy attack. But that's definitely, I mean, like, if you can't destroy stuff by card effects and you can't target it, I mean, there's very few ways to get rid of a card, and if you're not booking it, you're fucking beating over it. So I think this guy is very good, obviously. And dinosaurs, it's kind of nice how they have an inherent out to Dragma. So that's just something I like. Kind of talked a little bit about this before, Dark Hole. The reason why I have it, even though it's a destroying card, but I have it after this Tyranno and with Book of Eclipse because obviously, you don't want to use 2 cards, right? Ideally, you just use 1 card to take care of things. Super Poly, while it is 1 card, you still have to discard a second. So let's say you have, Book of Eclipse and Dark Hole. You're getting the same results as a Super Poly-ish. You're not getting a free monster. It's obviously, and it's not spell speed 4. It's obviously not as good. But I had Dark Hole on here just because it doesn't target. And if you have things face down, it's just mass removal. So, I mean, I feel like this one's kind of stupid, but I wanted to add it. Hey, this is my boy. Hey, my boy. Neospatian Grandma. This card's so broken, and it's a rock, so you can search it out. I mean, come on. Adamantipator players, anyone? Are you going to tell me this card's bad? All right, if the card's bad, whatever, right? But it's a non-targeting monster that bounces anything. It's searchable with Block Dragon. And that's fucking it. The only thing that would make him better is if he was 1100 attack, so he couldn't be trap hold. I mean, I guess.
Oh, you have to waste a normal summon on him.
I mean, if you're ignorant. But I'm just playing. I mean, there are ways to get him out without normal summoning him. For example, if you manage to do a combo with Adamancipator, of which there are many, that don't require Gallant Granite, of which there are many, you can then work in the Gallant Granite in order to use his second effect, which goes under the radar, in which it lets you summon a monster from your hand. So if you get to combo out, you haven't granited, and then you end your combo with a granite, boom, get out the Neospatian, and then bop. Taken care of, baby. I love this card. I love Mole. Okay. Book of Eclipse. Talked about it earlier in the video, obviously. Gonna get to it now. Change all face-up monsters to face-down defense position. During the end phase of this turn, flip as many face-down defense position monsters your opponent controls as possible face-up, and then your opponent draws cards equal to the number of monsters flipped down by this effect. So ideally, you're board wiping, right? Because you don't want to give your opponent cards. But, you know, if used properly, books all your opponent's shit, lets you take care of business, and then good, and then Yu-Gi-Oh. So this card, though, I mean, Dark Ruler no more exists, and it's not on this list because I think it's a really good card that most people know, right? And, you know, it's kind of like, why would you play this when you could just Dark Ruler everything on their board? Which is a valid point, but Dark Ruler isn't a quick play, so got him Book of Eclipse. And I think I have one more on here, right? Yeah! Yeah, buddy. I thought this one was cute as fuck. So, number 21, Frozen Lady Justice. So, is it going to fuck with the lettering? It fucks with the lettering if I zoom in. All right, so 2 level 6 monsters. You can also XYZ summon this card by detaching one XYZ material from a rank 5 XYZ monster you control, then using that XYZ monster as an XYZ material. XYZ materials attached to that monster also become XYZ materials attached to this card. This card gains 1,000 attack for each XYZ material attached to it. Once per turn, you can detach one XYZ material from this card to destroy all defensive position monsters your opponents control. See where I'm getting with this thing? So, I think one of my favorite things about this card is that I can't really see myself playing it in many decks that I have right now, but if your deck either plays level 6s or level 5s, I think this is kind of a cheeky card because, like I said earlier, if you can't destroy it, you can't destroy it with card effects, you can't target it, I mean, you gotta pretty much beat over it at that point, right? And this card can get fucking beefy. And it's pretty easy to bring out. So, I mean, that was kind of my thinking with this. You know, oh, God. And there goes the focus. Well, that was pretty much it for this video anyway. We're back to Super Poly. So, camera, focus, son. Camera, son. Hey, camera, son, focused. All right. Well, thanks for watching. And, yeah, thanks for watching. I guess, like, comment, and subscribe. Do people do that at the end of their videos anymore? I don't know.